Hello and welcome to the course Modernize ASP.NET Web Apps with Azure App Service. My name is Marius Zaharia and I will be your presenter during this course. I'm a Cloud Tech Lead at Société Générale in Paris, France. I work in Azure and with the cloud computing since 2009 in different projects, either on the application side or infrastructure side. I have actually both profiles, developer and IT Pro related. I'm an Azure MVP and advisor working with Microsoft on different programs, either private or public, and writing different blog articles or having conferences, speaking at meetups and so on. I'm also co-organizing Azure FR, Azure User Group France, which is, I may say, the most important Azure-related user group in France, especially in Paris area. You can follow me at Le Campus Azure, or you can follow my blog, or also you can browse my GitHub account. So this course will take a typically legacy ASP.NET web application. It's an application found on GitHub, and I've actually forked the initial repository, and I've used it as a model for this course. So we take this legacy application and transform it to a modern application with ASP.NET Core and Azure App Service as main drivers of this change. So what we'll learn during this course? We have several sections. The first sections will be on getting started and refactoring to ASP.NET Core. We'll take this ASP.NET Framework MVC-based online music store sample application and we'll refactor it to ASP.NET Core first of it. Then we'll have a first deployment to Microsoft Azure App Service during this section. In the second section, we'll enrich this application using Azure features and services. We'll focus a lot of different features of App Service, but also we'll use different other services related or around App Service. We'll use database, services, static files, identity, security, and so on. In the third section, we will modernize our application architecture. We'll target actually the cloud more specifically by modernizing the architecture. We will move from the monolith structure initially, as the legacy application have, to a tiered architecture. And then we'll restructure that once again to a microservices-oriented architecture. In the fourth section, we'll convert our application, we'll modernize even more, and convert different services parts of the application to serverless and container services. And in the fifth section, we'll leverage different cloud features and services to make the deployment, to test, to scale, auto-scale the application, to have network connectivity, and also cover different security aspects. So what this course will teach you, there are three main elements I would like to focus on. The first of them is App Service itself. App Service is one of the most important services in Azure. I will describe that much more in detail later. And this, as I said already, is a central line, guiding line during this course, and many things will turn around App Service and its features and functionalities. Actually, the main goal for you is to know the best possible App Service as a service in Azure. The second element I would like to talk about is ASP.NET Core, which becomes very important as a modern variant of the ASP.NET Framework, and it helps us leverage cloud-related features, the cloud scalability, the cloud performance, and so on. This is one of also the main drivers for the change. And the third aspect is around the modernization of the architecture of the application. And this is also very important because this will let us use concepts like microservices, serverless, container, Docker containers, and so on. In order to have the greatest efficiency during this course. We assume that you have some knowledge in .NET and .NET Core. You should normally master pretty well the .NET development, also have developed already ASP.NET web applications. So also it's pretty practical to have already a knowledge on .NET Core and ASP.NET Core. Even that will show you the principles of this transformation pretty much in detail. It will help you to have already this knowledge. And also we assume that you know already elements on Microsoft Azure and cloud computing, more generally speaking. This will also let us focus much more in detail, in depth, on the services themselves. From the technical perspective, the course has several prerequisites. The first of them is the development environment. You will need a machine in order to change all this code and develop. So the machine will be typically a Windows machine, Windows 10 or something. We have also the possibility to have Windows 7, but it's rather limited from several aspects like Docker installation. So in this machine, we'll need to have Visual Studio 2017. Community Edition will work nicely. And we'll have .NET Framework for ASP.NET MVC 3, .NET Core 2.1 and ASP.NET Core 2.1. We'll use at some points Azure Resource Manager PowerShell module. Also, most of the examples are made in the Azure portal. And we'll have, as I said, Docker engine installed for the containerization part. And we'll have also Git in order to synchronize a local repository with a remote one, typically from GitHub. From the cloud perspective, you should have access to an Azure subscription, either a professional one, or eventually you may subscribe freely to an Azure trial subscription, and it will be enough for you to develop different aspects that are shown in the course. So let's get started with the section 1, which is getting started and refactoring to ASP.NET Core.